What's going on, YouTube? We're back with the Shades, and we're continuing our Let's Play of Katawa Shoujo. Quick side note before I start the Let's Play. For the next 3 weeks, my audio quality will be shitty. And I know what you're saying, 3 weeks? That's a long time! But I pre-record 3 weeks in advance, so, I don't get piled up with this rather than my schoolwork, because I will always be piled up with schoolwork. But, yeah, for the next 3 weeks or so, this will be the audio quality, for now. And the reason for that is basically, when I went on Friday to sign out the mic I've been using for the past few months, the guy there said, "Oh, someone already signed out the one we have, and the other ones we have are broken." So, sorry. So, sorry for guys if this week's audio quality sucks. There's nothing really I can do about it. I tried borrowing my friend's mic, that he bought for $20 at Best Buy. It sucks. In all freaking honesty, it's probably the worst mic I've ever had to deal with. Even my laptop mic's better than it. So it sits in the corner in shame. So anyway, this will be the audio quality for now. So I do apologize for that, and I promise after these next 3 weeks or so that the audio quality will be better. So let's get into it. So anyway, last time we left off, what the fuck did we do? Oh, right. What was it? Oh yeah, Lily came back. Right. Skip this. Hold on, guys. My screen is dusty. Dusty screen. So anyway, the morning chill wrapped itself around my shivering body. I huff into my cupped hands to desperately try and stave off the cold as we mill about at the station platform. Lily's clothing looks rather ill-suited for the temperature around us, but I can only hope that it's indicative of what she expects the weather to be like at our destination. Damn it, Lily, why do we have to go so early? Unfortunately, the train schedule is against us. The train next to Hokkaido is 2 in the afternoon. Great. Just great. I pause a moment to wipe some sleep out of my eyes, and Lily promptly takes advantage of the opening. Oh yeah, we're going to her vacation home, I forgot! Again, it's been like 2 or so weeks since I've played the game, so the gap between the game typically does, make me forget what exactly we're doing. But I remember the main gist of what's going on, and we exposed our feelings to the fair Lily Sato, and we're seeing where this goes from here. Oh. Cheer up, Hisao. Once we get there, it'll be much warmer. Why not just take the bullet train? A normal train is going to take hours to get us there, so we may as well take the Shinkansen line as far north as it goes and just switch at the end. There's a certain charm to older trains, wouldn't you agree? Oh wow, so she just wants to go because there's a certain charm to it? Okay. I'd agree if I weren't freezing in the morning cold because you decided to take one. I'm sorry, Hisao. Sorry? What for? I was the one who suggested taking a normal train. Way to make me feel guilty. All I could do was sigh and cover my face with my hand. Oops, crap! It's fine, I'm just grumbling. My, Hanako, you didn't shoulder the blame all yourself. Even without your suggestion, I still have opted for the same thing. Thankful for the quick interception from Lily, I take a quick gander around the station. Aside from us, the train's platform's all but deserted, the morning dew settling on the empty benches. I guess no one else was masochistic enough to brave the very early morning. Oh, you know what's really funny about visual novels where it's from a first-person perspective? It's like odd thinking that the character himself is like narrating his life. Just a funny thought. Though if someone was, they'd more than notice the huge bags both Lily and Hanako brought with them. Just what did you have to pack in those things anyway? The bag? The bags? The bags? She pauses a moment and tilts her head in thought. A change of clothing, raincoat, underwear, sleepwear, a number of books. I think that's most of it. You make it sound as if I'm unprepared. You brought less? Underwear and a pack of cards, that's it. And my pills, but never mind that. No pajamas. Damn, I knew I forgot something. As I ruffle my hair in frustration, Lily sighs. There should be clothes you could use there. Akira still occasionally goes there after all. I think some of our parents' clothing is still in storage. I don't think there'll be any problem with you borrowing a set of pajamas if need be. Thanks. Still, I don't mind just sleeping in my normal clothing. For 2 days? Good point. Not really, though 2 days would be borderline. It's more like that looking even a little like a slob would be unacceptable while in the presence of 2 girls. True that! This boy knows what he's doing. Not really, considering he underpacked. Like how did he just pack spare underwear? And a pillow? You're going for 2 days! Like, even, like, I am, like, I'm not the, like, I'm not an overpacker, but, like, I would be like, 2 days, that's at least, like 2 outfits, plus 2 days of sleepwear, and then blah, 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 and then I'm just like, Hisa, what the fuck are you doing? As you leisurely talk on the station platform, an announcement sounds from the loudspeakers, loudly heralding our ride's arrival. Looking past Lily and Hanako, though, the train's still well out of sight. A quick check of my watch is enough to see that it's the one we'll be taking. The 5:30 train was ours, right? Correct. Either of you want me to take your bags? Mine's not exactly heavy. My, that's very gentlemanly of you, Hisao. Don't accept too reluctantly now. As I bend down to pick up Lily's large bag, I look up to see Hanako picking up hers. You fine with that? A silent nod is the only answer. I'm starting to get the feeling that by the trip's end, I'll be able to count every sentence she said in one hand. I'm sorry. I saw this picture on Tumblr and someone changed the caption to "Duel me, bitch." It was so funny. Oh well. With the morning landscape passing by the window and the occasional rattle of the train bumping the carriage around, I try to focus my attention on the aging playing cards held in my hands. I'll raise you 5. She scrunches her face up and leans over to Lily conspiratorially, the two exchanging a few whispered words. Considering how often this happened so far, I'm coming to doubt Hanako's grasp of how to play poker. It doesn't seem to disturb Lily's reading, though, her hands flitting over each page with only occasional corrections to account for the train's bumping and rocking. My collection of chess pieces that we are using as chips is steadily growing anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. Looking around us, our carriage is almost as empty as the station platform we'd waited for the train itself on. Only a handful of people can be seen, looking mostly like tourists and couples on a holiday. While the two continue their less than clandestine strategizing, a small boy looks over the seat and stares at me. Hoping he doesn't begin to stare at Hanako, I simply give him a wave and smile. Thankfully, he retreats back to his seat after finding me far too boring to waste his attention on. Aw, little boy. I'm a smack you boy. I'll see you and raise you another 5. Damn, you got me. I fold. I've been bluffing and she's caught me. Hanging my head, I push over a large portion of my winnings. Hanako looks absolutely delighted, even if Lily keeps her attention focused on her reading material. I could see the smirk on her face. They're both extremely pleased. For a moment, I try to work out what Lily's reading, but the cover's too faded to read beyond the fact that Roman letters are on it. A pity I can't read the braille above the printed title. What are you reading, Lily? The title looks like it's in English. That's right. It's And Then There Were None, an old British story. I could read it to you if you'd like. She extends the offer with a grin, obviously in jest. I think I'll pass, thanks. After seemingly endless trip... I forgot to add the A in there, okay. After a seemingly endless trip, we finally reached the promised land of the Sato summer house. Even after the trip, the walk seemed to take forever. Huh, seems like a very small house. Then again, a lot of houses look a lot bigger on the inside, but I have no room to judge really because my house is fairly small, like my real life home, but whatever. Despite my grumblings, though, I'd never have guessed the site would be in store for us once we traveled the long, deserted road. It looks more like a farmhouse than an everyday house, I'd imagine, small in size and surrounded by trees and bushes. An empty expanse of wheat fields and farming land can be seen as we walk up the fencing, only consisting of rickety old wooden planks. It really drives home how far we are from the major cities and is a sight that feels antithetical to the environment I grew up in. The only thing that doesn't surprise me is its Western styling. Wow, it's amazing out here. Hold on, I'm gonna fix my headset. Ugh. It's very uncomfortable because I wear glasses too, and like it pushes against my ears. So sometimes my glasses get messed up in the hustle and bustle of my headset. It's wonderful. That's nice to hear. While Akira may have said that she kept the house in reasonable condition, I was worried that we might have different standards of reasonable. It looks like there isn't another soul for miles. I thought Akira would be the type to keep to the city. Lily furrows her brow in thought, seemingly recalling the almost forgotten knowledge. From memory there's a small town not too far ahead. Other than that, though, this is largely just old farmland. Akira and I stayed in our parents' house, which was in the nearest city for a while, but after they left we decided to move into a smaller, more easily maintainable house. To find a place like this in Japan nowadays, it's kind of anachronistic. What's with your vernacular, Hisao? Jesus Christ, I don't even know some of your words. Well, this town does have quite a bit of history. And I looked down the street one last time before getting back to the task at hand. Shall we go in then? I'm parched. It was a long walk to get here. Lily gave an enthusiastic nod, the three of us lugging our bags into the house. As soon as we set foot inside, Hanako and I start looking around, taking in every detail of where we'll be staying for the next few days. All the artifacts of another's life stop mid-motion around the house, such as the television guide lying beside the counter it was on, and pans in just the adjoining kitchen still sitting on the stove. It's a strange feeling, really, as if we were stepping into Akira's life for a brief moment before leaving in a couple of days just as we'd come. Of course, the more mundane reality is that she just hasn't cleaned up after herself that well. Where should we put our bags? I'll show Hanako our bedroom. You can put yours here if you'd like. The joy of having this headset back is I have to cover my mouth when I yawn. Lovely. You mean I don't have the same bedroom as you? Oh my god! Hisao! Jesus! I don't care if you're not joking or not, but you are in high school, young man. Oh my god, look what you did! Oh my god! You asshole! Oh, but this is beautiful, I'm not gonna lie. Hanako flowers into a full blush as Lily takes her cheek in her hand. Oh my, how bold. You Oh god, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but this is just it's a wonderful moment. It showcases friendship at its finest amounts, but god. Like, I'm not sure if I can say this here, but I have slept in the same room as some of my my female friends, and it's honestly not a big deal as people make it out to be, because like we're such close friends that we really don't care. I took a couch, literally. We took a couch from their common room, put it in their bedroom, and then their one bed was one to another bed was to the other, and then we just slept in the same room. It wasn't a big deal, but it's like honestly not that big of a deal as people make it. You too. Hold on, if I'm to leave my bags here, where will I be sleeping? Well, seeing as we lack a guest bedroom, the convertible futon, huh? Sorry, Hisao. I sighed, lamenting my place at the bottom of rung of sleeping location priorities. I guess there's no other choice. Whoops, that was a bit of a Lily in there. Whoopsie. Lily leaves to show Hanako to their bedroom, so I take a small tour of my surroundings after I drop my bag on the floor. The kitchen, just like the living room, is fairly modest. The rustic nature of the wooden furnishing drives home just how far we are from civilization. I think it's a bit of a hyperbole there. Returning to the living room, I decided to try out the television until they get back. With a touch of the remote, it immediately flickers to life, apparently set to a news channel. Almost flopping down from exhaustion rather than sitting, I lay back and watch. And watch. And watch. He fell asleep. Boop. Hisao? I quickly blinked to wake myself up, Lily and Hanako having returned minus their bags. From the Hokkaido night sky visible outside the windows, it looks like I drifted off to sleep. Looking to the wall-mounted clock, it's already 10. You found the television then? Yeah, it really does feel nice and homey here. I'm glad you like it. You were already out like a light when we came back after unpacking our things, so we didn't have the heart to wake you sooner. Judging from her giggle, I must sound funny when I sleep. I swiftly decided not to inquire. There's some dinner waiting for you in the kitchen. Hanako gives a deep yawn, only just remembering to cover her mouth at the last second. My, are you tired? I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm pretty tired too. It was a long walk up here, and it's getting late. If that's the case, I suppose we should retire for the night. Good night, Hisao. Good night. I just woke up. I just woke up, and I don't even know what time um these guys got to the whatchamacallit, to the house. So probably they got here like several hours ago. Night. With that, they quietly turned and walked back to their bedroom. Rubbing my eyes, I sigh. I wonder if I'll be able to get back to sleep after being woken up. I suppose I'll eat something and watch some more TV quietly before going to bed. Toot 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 toot. I timed myself perfectly, but I'm pretty sure when I sync up the audio, it's gonna sound terrible. Is he still sleeping? I think so. I am not. I am, however, incredibly tired. It's getting late in the morning. I know that. He likely stayed up to watch television. I could hear it from our bedroom. Only because I couldn't get to sleep. Should we wake him? Don't do that, Hanako, please. No, we should leave him. I doubt he'd want to be woken early if he didn't get much sleep during the night. Thank you, Lily. Besides, he sounds so peaceful. It would be a shame to wake him when he's like this. Keep a straight face, Hisao. It's nice she cares so much, though. um, Hanako, could you go to the fridge and fish out what's needed to make lunch? Alright, just the vegetables and rice? That should be enough. We only need something simple, as we can eat in town later. Hanako's footsteps on the carpeted floor can be heard, moving away from the living room. As I do, I feel Lily's hand gently resting on my chest. It takes a titanic effort not to react, but something about her makes me think she knows I'm awake. Wait, she just puts her hand on... Okay. That's odd, I think. A long silence passes. The only thought in my mind is of that gentle outstretched hand laying upon my chest. After an indiscernible amount of time, Lily withdraws her hand. Good morning, Hisao. Conceding defeat all too easily, I prop myself up and rub my eyes. How'd you know? Your breathing was off. Well, that makes sense. She couldn't have needed that long to work it out. Knowing her hearing, she likely knew before laying her hand on me. If you want to sleep more, you should really go to bed earlier. I heard the television going long into the night. Sorry about that. My medications have been interfering with my sleep for a while now. Even if I'm tired, I have trouble actually sleeping. I'm sorry for bringing it up, Hisao. I sigh. This is exactly the kind of thing I wish others wouldn't do. If I remember correctly from the walkthrough, I should address it. But, you know what? I'm just gonna look it up again. Be right back, guys. Alrighty, guys, I'm back. It is the right choice to address it. I was right. But something I found on Google. Apparently, there's a Katawa Shoujo 2 in the works. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the same characters. I'm not sure if it's gonna be um. I'm not sure if it's gonna be like you import a save or something like that. Because if that's not the case, that'd be awesome. But I'm not sure if it's official. I didn't go too deep into the Google search, but if it's true, that'd be awesome. Anyway, address it. Come on, you worry about me more than I do at times. It just means I have to sleep a bit longer, that's all. But still, I'd say that I look absolutely fine, but I guess that wouldn't have a lot of meaning for you. She gives a sigh of consternation before trailing off with an amused chuckle, giving up the point. If you say so, please do take care of yourself, Hisao. I will! Go on, Hanako could use some help. She moves to protest, but reluctantly acquiesces, and disappears into the kitchen, her hand running along the smooth white walls as she slowly walks. For a while I sit and watch television in an attempt to wake myself up a little more, but it's futile. I don't have anything better to do, so I follow Lily's lead. As I round the corner, I see Hanako and Lily, backs turned, quietly cutting food on the granite-colored counter. I am temporarily engrossed as I watch Lily guiding the knife down carefully with a finger on the cabbage she's cutting, each slice delivered slowly but with precision. She seems a little slow, but considering that she can't see what she's doing, it's a small wonder she can cook at all, let alone for both her and Hanako. Hi Hanako, Lily, want any help? Is that Hisa? Oh, morning, Hisao. Lily cut herself. Lily jerks back in surprise before turning around, her yelp immediately drawing Hanako and me to her side. What's, A small trickle of scarlet falls downward from her pale fingertip, the knife having cut just deep enough to draw blood. I knew it, she cut herself. But was the description for the blood like did it need to be that intricate? A small trickle of scarlet falls downward from a pale fingertip, the knife having cut just deep enough to draw blood. No, you could just say, "Oh, she cut herself." Come on, I know it's a visual novel, but we all know what a bloody finger looks like. I'm sorry, it's just I'm a writer myself, and like I know that this is also a romantic feel. They kind of have to change up the wording. It just to me it seems corny. With the television sound masking my footsteps, she must not have noticed me coming. To compensate for us having to touch to guide everything she does during cooking, she must need to pay extra attention. Lily! Don't worry, Hanako, it's just a small wound. You should still get a band-aid on it, at least until it stops bleeding. First aid stuff would be in the bathroom, right? I think so. Will you be okay here, Hanako? I frown at how little heed she's paying to herself as Hanako gives a quick, almost automatic nod. It's fine, I can keep making lunch. Can I just say it's still weird that Hanako's talking regularly? It's so weird because like I'm still used to the fact that whenever we see her, she has fragments. She just runs away as quickly as possible. But like now that we're actually friends with her, that's awesome. That she just is okay with talking to us. That's awesome. An awkward silence reigns as I set the bottle of antiseptic and box of band-aids on the side of the sink. Lily's finger held out for me to treat. The lid of the bottle comes off with a minimum of resistance, and a small ball of cotton I soak in the liquid stains a pale green. Okay, hold still. This probably will hurt a bit. She gives a small nod as I take hold of her hand, to steady it. With all the tenderness I can muster, I gently bring the dampened wad to the small red line. What? I've barely touched it. Sorry. I give a sigh, both at her reaction and to settle my own nerves. Her pain tolerance is startlingly low. I would tell you to man up, but I can't really do that. As she gives a small giggle, I take advantage of her momentary distraction and gently press the cotton against her finger a few times. Thankfully, it's enough to do the job. We both settle somewhat as I bring the band-aid over the tip of her finger, covering the wound while making sure not to get it stuck to her fingernail. There, just finished. You can move now. Taking her hand from mine, she gently clasps it in the other. Thank you. It's no problem. It's the least I can do after causing you to hurt yourself, after all. She lowers her head slightly at the apology, absent-mindedly rubbing her hand in what seems to be embarrassment. I really don't mind. Her answer doesn't seem to make much sense, given that what happened is pretty clearly my fault. I can't help grimacing at her, despite the fact that her dainty smile still holds. She must not like being reminded of her limitations her lack of sight imposes on her. It's something I can't possibly fault her for. I've fallen prey to the same kind of feelings before, despite my condition not being nearly as ubiquitous in my life. Jesus Christ, what's with the vernacular? Who translated this? Why? Because, like, sure, I can understand what they're saying, but, like, there's gonna be, like, a couple, like, I'm pretty sure, like, some kids would play this. No, I'm pretty sure some teenagers would play this game. And not everyone in the world has the same, word doesn't have the same amount of word knowledge in their head as I do, but like as I say a really haphazardly put together sentence. But yeah, whatever. Neither of us any the happier. We head back to the various smells of cooking food coming from the kitchen. I lay out the plates of food, steam slowly rising from the well-cooked rice and curry dishes, while Hanako lays out the cutlery. Knife one side, fork on the other. Western. How perfectly fitting for someone like Lily. As we take our seats, taking careful heed of the dark red tablecloth hanging below our knees, Lily emerges from the kitchen. In her hands are 3 glasses and a bottle of wine? As I recall our previous run-in with that devilish elixir, I hide my face in my palm. Alcohol? Seriously? She pauses as she reaches the table, a playful grin perched on her face. Akira specifically gave permission to take a bottle from her collection. Not only does she give alcohol to minors, she even lets them pilfer their own. The perfect model of a responsible adult, Akira is not. But yeah, party! I've had my fair share of wine. It's cheap, not fancy wine, but Wine's okay. Probably my favorite of alcohols that I've consumed. I like wine. More to the point, though, is that this isn't hardly a meal deserving of alcohol. I'm sorry, I think Lily's the type to easily become hooked on things. That's not really the problem. I don't have any qualms with it, but didn't you have a bad experience with it last time? Last time was likely due to drinking too much, so a single glass shouldn't prove a problem. Think of it as a learning experience. Ugh! I can't recall many learning experiences that made me feel rotten before putting me to sleep, but I'll take your word for it. She dips an uninjured finger inside to feel the liquid level, tip against the bottom as the liquid level rises up. The white of her finger almost seems to glow as the sunlight hits it, the delicate outline blur and refracted by the glass. Her fingers are definitely longer than mine, and the kind I think more suited to a pianist than a teacher. She'd likely have done well if she'd learned how to play. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of blind pianists out there. We quickly dig into our meal, forks and knives clattering against plates. None of us are particularly eager to speak while eating, Lily altogether too reserved for such a thing, Hanako probably too shy to start a conversation, and I too busy savoring the food. Such a pedestrian activity, eating together at a table. It seems so utterly normal, yet it makes me realize how long it's been since I've done something like this. Just the three of us, sitting around a single table, eating as if we were a malformed family, making this trip, as far away from everything as we are, was worth it. Malformed? Really? I wouldn't say malformed, just... It takes quite a long time, but eventually we all finish our surprisingly filling meal. The wine thankfully has little effect given we've had a glass or two each. I slump back into the seat, rubbing my stomach contentedly. I'm stuffed. Lily pats her mouth with a napkin twice, only twice, and with evenly timed intervals in between. It's hard to tell sometimes whether how she acts is well-trained routine or a well-rehearsed act. I think I must be as well. Did you like it, Hanako? It was nice. Now that we're all fed, shall we be off? Off? Where? Ah, you weren't privy to the discussion between me and Hanako earlier. I get the impression that she's having a subtle dig at my sleeping in. We'll be going into the town nearby. I guess I should have expected two girls to take a holiday as an excuse to go shopping, no matter where we are on the planet they may be. Sexist! Sexist bastard! that is, hey, guys can go on shopping trips too. Although, I've never been on one where I wasn't carrying bags for another girl. But hey, a guy can do it too. Come on. It's 2015. Come on. I am interested to see more around the north, though, so this can only be a good thing. Sounds good. How long is the walk in, then? It's supposed to be around a mile to a mile and a half. Nearby, huh? Great. Just great. Bitch! Walk the mile! As we climb up the path surrounded by trees and undergrowth, I watched Lily and Hanako walking ahead. The slight breeze all but whisks away the sound of Lily's cane gently tapping on the ground. I notice that Lily's since removed the band-aid now that the bleeding of her finger has stopped. A deep, lung-filled breath of fresh country air makes me wish all the harder that the air around home had been quite so clean. Not gonna lie, that being out in like a more rural area than you're used to, I'm not saying like a completely rural area, like a farmland or something like that, but going into the country, a more country-esque area, when coming from a city perspective, it is a very noticeable atmosphere change. Because I was born in the suburbs of New Jersey, and not gonna lie, it's still fairly dirty because like you can go probably a couple miles away and like you're in a city-esque town. I have been to New York. I've been to various cities around the. I've been to various cities and then you go to like a place like this in the story, which I have been, and my college campus is kind of like that too, kinda. And you can feel the difference, and it's awesome. It can't have been half a mile, but I'm already working up a sweat. It isn't a pleasantly cool day, though, so I shouldn't be too hard on myself for it. Hey Lily, how well do you know this town anyway? Since I spent quite a few of my vacations here up until I entered Yamaku, I'd say I know it fairly well. We used to drive there once a weekend then. How I wish Akira was here to drive us now. I quickly take a moment to rub my hands a couple of times, staving off the oddly cold feeling in them. Did you like it up here? I'd say it was nice during winter, but as you can work out, summers get a little too hot for comfort. It's nice and quiet, at least. My family's real house is quite far south. When they left Japan, my parents gave it to Akira and me. Only Akira lives now, after my moving into Yamaku. Well, quite certainly describes this place. Quiet. Whoops. Though lonely is how I'd put it. Other than the prophesized small town, there is another soul from miles around coming from a home nestled deep within the big city. It's certainly different. I think that if I'd not come to Yamaku, staying out in the country like this would be too much of a change to get used to. Oh, jeez. After getting accustomed to the school's isolation, oh god. Though the idea of living in a place such as this has become almost inviting, to be somewhere away from the hustle and bustle of the metropolitan centers. Sorry guys, I'm over time again. I'm sorry. This is not a good place to stop, but I'm just gonna cut the video here because I do need to stay to my 30-minute time limit. I'm recording an hour and a half of this, so I can be prepared for the next 3 weeks. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me or from this series, hit that subscribe button. And you are now exiting the Shadyverse. My name's Shades, and I hope you've enjoyed. You're in the shade. See you guys later.